administration ended the probe. Let's welcome in now Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter, who joins us live. Congressman, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
All right, so you are now co-sponsoring that bill with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Tell us why Dr. Fauci needs to go.
Well, first of all, China gave us the virus and took our jobs, and now they're trying to cover up the origin of the virus and where it came from. And this is important. We need to know that. And the Democrats are helping them. The emails that have been released show quite clearly that Dr. Fauci was complicit in trying to cover this up. You show him wearing a mask there. I mean, he himself in the emails questioned how effective the masks were. This is nothing more than the Democrats trying to control us. And Dr. Fauci was complicit in that. And he also tried to downplay the idea and tried to make it a conspiracy theory that the virus may have originated in the lab. And the only reason they're doing that, the only reason the Democrats did this initially is because Donald Trump suggested it. I mean, let's face it, they hate Donald Trump because he suggested it may have come out of the lab. The Democrats considered it to be a conspiracy theory, and that's why they tried to suppress it. And if it weren't for Donald Trump and Operation Warp Speed, we wouldn't have the vaccine. We wouldn't be recovering from the pandemic like we are now.
You know, it's interesting considering Marjorie Taylor Greene, Democrats have tried to strip her from all her committee assignments. You know, she's making a name for herself up there in Washington, despite Democrats doing everything they can to clip her wings.
Well, good legislation will do that, and that's what she's doing. This Fire Fauci is good legislation. She continues to introduce good legislation,
right.
Then she is going to make a name for herself, and I applaud her for this. I signed on to that bill, and I'm proud to be a part of it because he does need to be fired. Look, he was complicit. It's shown in the emails that have been released in trying to cover up and trying to make this into a conspiracy theory. Knew it all along. And why were they doing it? Once again, because Donald Trump suggested it.
I want to draw back on your pharmacological background, Congressman, and talk to you about the vaccines here. We saw Dr. Fauci and Joe Biden getting booed there, but I was also struck by a new Gallup poll that shows 78% of folks unwilling to get vaccinated are unlikely to change their mind. Why do you think that is?
Well, first of all, as a member of the Doctors Caucus, as a healthcare professional, I think it's very important we set an example. I went through the clinical trials myself. I believe that the vaccine is safe and effective. However, if you choose not to get a vaccine, that's certainly your right. But the Democrats are doing just the opposite. See, they're using this pandemic to control your lives. That's what they want to do. They want to control people's lives. Just like Nancy Pelosi on the House floor, it's still requiring us to wear a mask, even though everyone in Congress, everyone in the House has had the opportunity to get the vaccine, but she still wants to control us, and that's what these cards to show whether you've been vaccinated or not. Nothing more again than the federal government trying to control our lives. So, whereas I support the vaccine and I encourage people to get the vaccine because it is safe, it is effective. I myself have had it through the clinical trials, as I say. And I think it will go down as being one of the most significant healthcare achievements in our generation.
That may be true, but at the same time, it does feel like, many of us are being coerced in participating in this clinical trial of a drug. I mean, the enticements that are coming with this, and when it comes to Democrats especially, they want us to believe there are basically two choices in life. You get the mask and no vaccine, or the vaccine and that's it. But, again, you're a member of the Doctors Caucus, a pharmacist. You know there's more than one path to immunity from this drug, right? It's not just the vaccine.
Absolutely. That is a good point and a valid point. And, we can't force people to do this if they don't want to do it. Now, again, I encourage them to because I'd rather have the vaccine than the virus. And that's plain and clear to me. However, if people do not want to get it, that's certainly their right. We live in America, and they have every right to not get it if they don't want to. But again, the Democrats and
Congressman, I'm glad you said something because sometimes we need reminded that we are still in America with some of the stuff you hear going on, and I hate to be flip about it, but that's the case. Real quickly, I know you want to talk about this too because I wanted to as well. You're also pushing a bill that would protect American taxpayers when it comes to the intellectual property of these vaccines. A lot of taxpayer dollars were used to fund this research and these vaccines, and you want to make sure that we're not giving this information to China. We've seen the Chinese vaccine is way less effective, doesn't really work. The Russian vaccine has its trouble as well. So why are we talking about giving this stuff away for free to some of these countries, especially the ones who are our adversaries.
Yeah, and you have to remember, again, China gave us the virus, took our jobs, and now we're going to gift this intellectual property to China. And oh, by the way, China, all during this Operation Warp Speed, has been trying to steal our intellectual property on this vaccine. And we know that they've been trying to steal our intellectual property and have been stealing intellectual property for years. China is not a competitor. China is our enemy. When is the Biden administration going to recognize that? That's what we need to recognize. And to think that we're going to give the intellectual property that has worked so well for us and our patent system that we've had for over 200 years here in America, that's led to so much innovation, that is ridiculous. And that's why I introduced the legislation, and that's why I feel like it should pass.
Well, I bet you we're not going to hear the Biden administration get tough with China on anything until they get whatever they want in terms of some climate deal or something like that. We'll have to see what comes of it, but there are real concerns about that as well. Great to see you, Congressman. Thanks for your time.